Hey everyone, welcome back to Racquet Guys. Today we're taking a look at the new Yonex VCORE 100 and we're going to be comparing it against its predecessor. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to keep up with all our latest content. Let's get started. With a 315 gram strung weight, 4 points headlight balance, 100 square inch head size, and a swing weight right around 324, Yonex has not made any major changes to the basic specs of the VCORE 100. Where Yonex made some more significant changes are in the overall frame geometry and some of the tech incorporated with the goal of increased stability, feel, and spin. The frame geometry has been redesigned with an updated shaft and a wider hitting surface in the upper hoop for a more stable and more spin-friendly frame. Also included is Yonex's new SIF grommets, which are silicone oil-infused grommets that reduce some of the friction between the strings and the grommets, which allows for a little bit more string movement and increased spin. Some technologies from the previous generations are present here as well. 2G NAMD Flex Force graphite in the shaft and lower hoop improves the racket flex at impact, and VDM, or vibration dampening mesh, is present in the handle to filter out some of the more harsh vibrations you might feel at impact. On paper, it looks like the 2023 model should be a very forgiving, spin-friendly update to the already impressive VCORE lineup. The difference in feel between the new 2023 model and the previous model was apparent for me right from the first ball. From the back of the court, I felt that the 2023 VCORE 100 had a much higher launch angle and was slightly more stable, which to me made the racket feel a lot more forgiving. The forgiveness to me was extra noticeable on some of the really tough pickups from the baseline, where my prep time was challenged and I was forced to hit the ball from really awkward contact points. There's also a bit more power on offer here than in the previous model, which also makes the higher launch angle a bit of a double-edged sword. On one hand, it gave the VCORE 100 some extra forgiveness and it gives me some free depth on all my shots. On the other, I did feel like I had to rein in my swing just a little bit in order to keep the ball under control the whole time. This doesn't really surprise me, as I think for myself, the smaller head size that comes with either the 98 or especially the 95 will give me that control that I like and that I need. At net, the 100 felt very solid, and with its slower swing weight than the previous model, I found it to be a little bit more maneuverable. There's not a huge difference on serves for me, as they both felt really great on serves. I think I was getting a little bit more spin on my serves with the lower swing weight of the 2023 model, as it allowed me to get it through the contact just that little bit quicker. All in all, I really like the changes made by Yonex for 2023. The updated frame geometry, along with the lower stiffness, really felt like it made the 2023 model just that much more forgiving, with a little bit easier access to the power, without sacrificing any of that spin generation that we've come to know and love from the VCORE lineup. I would definitely recommend this frame to players that want a powerful, forgiving, and a very spin-friendly frame.
On this playtest, I had the opportunity to use the Yonex VCORE 100 2023 and the previous generation. The updates to the newest generation VCORE was definitely noticeable, especially when it came to hitting ground strokes. The reinvented isometric head shape around the upper hoop combined with the SIF grommets made the Gen 7 VCORE super forgiving, plush upon impact, and very powerful. Unfortunately, with my particular game style, it did force me to hold back on swinging out completely, but when I figured out to slow down my swing speed and just let more of the racket do the work, I had a much better time. The frame offered greater plow-through and stability from the baseline. Whereas the previous generation VCORE, when I was hitting ground strokes, the racket was almost the complete opposite. I found that the racket felt slightly stiffer, which allowed for a more responsive string bed feel, and had noticeably less power and a lower launch angle, which allowed me to feel more comfortable going for my shots. When it came to serving, this is where I found I gelled with the 2023 VCORE the most. The softer feeling frame took a lot of the stress off my shoulder when I started going for flatter first serves. The added power really allowed me to find my spots with ease without having to swing at 100% every time. I also found that with my second serves, I was able to get a little bit more kick and net clearance with the 2023, whereas the previous generation did provide me a little bit more control, while at the same time, it forced me to swing much harder to get the same amount of pace on the ball. The Yonex VCORE 100 2023 would be a great choice for players looking for a softer, more forgiving frame that provides greater power and stability than the previous generation.
Thanks everyone for watching. If you have any questions about the new Yonex VCORE 100 or have suggestions of rackets that you want us to review in the future, let us know in the comments below. As always, the VCORE 100 is available online at racquetguys.ca. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.